to see it. Yeah. Strong. I ride that way. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm packing full on repeat. I ride that way. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go down till I'm 6 feet. I'm packing full on repeat. Strong, full on repeat, gotta count up and I've been down. Picture going about 100 miles. That room can't miss now. Standing tall, ready, always on go, taking me to Pin Town. PO said slow down, so I come away and I skip town. 16 was on underage, there's 12 jurors in a mistrial. They seen I was underpaid, said 2 wide, no 10 tile. I need like a man, even if your eyes cocked up there too. Dressed down like I had a 6 with a shimmy, nigga, that's a boss for you. Don't be worried about what straw do. Do you and I'ma do I. Third boy got a paint job with a clip coat and some fall guy. The girlfriend needed to the beat, I was fresh meat, no big five. Give me win and Beyonce, put a ring on it in the lunch line. Head coach and I'm on the court. Referee, don't shoot 3. Put sweat in it 2 degrees. So my water, I can barely breathe. Kelly Slater with the board flip. Push it up when the chords hit. Violins in a bell tip. Open up, let me splash it. On the surfboard emergency. I ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm popping full on repeat. I ride it way. On the surfboard emergency. I ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm popping full on repeat. Second round of the fight, something ain't right. I gotta do more. Walking through the air, no night flight. There was some people. Got one life to live, and I put 15 on roll. Hit the ground, running rabbit, that's the Usain Bolt. Don't like 2 finger signs so far, I can't be caught. 19 inch crunch time, and I send it home like a walk off. AMG on steroid, there's a flex walker with a nightmare. Coming full force, no one, just know I don't fight fair. Good flight, no flight fair. Hot rounds out of hot barrel. Put the mic in the head, lock into them. Tap there. Short LCPR. What the hell are he need for? Took him to the water with him up. Time for you a lifeguard. I'm a whole damn lifeguard. Then there's real wish shark. Life show me it once hard. Get skatebooks and I count cards. Play my hand for the W. Time told about who is who. Baby on this, who is who. I'm on the surfboard. I'm coming through. Right.
Yellow. What's up? This is your boy, Mr. Know-It-All, and I'm here with the lovely Miss Bella on Hood Talk, ready to get the show started. Let them know what we got going on today and all that good stuff with the show about.
Well, hello everyone. Happy Tuesday to you. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to Marcus Honeysucker on YouTube and Mr. Know-It-All on Facebook. If you would like to share it, send him some love. There's the information. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. One other thing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. Yep, it's free. But getting started on this subject tonight, we want to know, do men and women like each other outside of the bedroom? Let's go deeper. Outside the bedroom.
Okay. What's up, Panda up in there? His house. How you doing? What's up, LaWanda? Up in his house. Appreciate you. Okay. What's up, Rita, up in his house? Okay, it's time to get the show started. Time to start some stuff. Some stuff. So yes, they do. What we
So
got?
what do you think? What do you think? Do you think men and women like each other outside of the bedroom?
I think they do, but I think it's a little challenging. I don't think it's I don't think everybody on the same page. That's why we're gonna break it
Hey,
down. We're gonna get into it tonight. Yeah, I don't think everybody on the same page. I think by large, men and women kind of get along together, but I don't think by large men and women on the same page, or they wouldn't be getting into it. They wouldn't be having so many divorces, so many. Um, I think today's expectations sometimes, what women desire out of men, and how and what men desire out of women are two different things. And I think um, sometimes women desire something that's not in a man's nature. I think when I say in a man's nature, I think they kind of want a man to be like, their best friend. I think they can be business partners. I think they can be good friends. I think they can, you know, you know how to get along, handle business. But I think women want so much, as in, like a woman going on girls trip. She imagine herself having the same kind of fun with some dude out here. We go on a trip and we gonna have a ball, this and that. And I think it's always been maybe a different kind of party when it comes to men and women. I think for the most part, sometimes we refusing to grow up. I think I think I was thinking that earlier today, we trying to raise kids, but we don't want the kids to grow up, because if we did, we would grow up and show them a mature adult. And I just don't see what we showing the kids, like, oh yeah, be just like me and you gonna be dead all right. You know what I'm saying? And it also gonna start out with the food. Next week we're gonna talk about the food and other stuff. But I think we got to get to the root, the how they say, the rooty tooty of the problem. And I think it's a much deeper issue than just on the top. Because I think these days people get in a relationship and they want to be mutually the same down through there. Like a woman, I remember back in the day, a woman might get with a man. He might smoke cigarette. He might smoke weed. Um, might do something that she don't do, but you know what I'm saying. Long as he ain't, long as they ain't kind of interfering in each other, everything was good. But I think now, when a woman get in a relationship or a man get in a relationship, he he smokes cigarettes. He don't mind if his woman smokes cigarettes. He smoke weed. He don't mind if his woman smoke weed. She don't mind if he smoke weed. I mean, now we getting to the point that who is the better half? We used to call the woman the better half because she had a little bit of more morals, a more settled thing about herself than the man. And now who is the good person of the relationships? And now it's turning out to be, if you start looking at the profiles and this and that, you'll look at the man, the more sit back, subdued, and the woman is more out there. I remember, back in the day, I used to watch all the movies, Animal Party, a lot of things back in the day, and the men used to be the wild ones out there, and the women was kind of what's name that, and they kind of flipped around with them. Men are kind of more sit back and calm, and the woman is more out there like, look at me. I see women that claim they happily married and all kind of stuff like that, and you see them on there sexual out, licking their tongue out, doing all kind of stuff for the how they say for the gram and for Facebook, and wearing some kind of outfits that was on the made to be wore, in the bedroom. And now it's being all the scene, put out there. And now we dressing our kids sexually and putting them out there. We living through them. We putting the little skimpy stuff on them. We putting them on our page and all that. And I just think we done went into a circle, and we letting the prison culture, we letting the wrong culture dominate us.
Okay, back on the subject. You were talking about the morals. So are you saying a person habit identify their morals?
You said what?
Are you saying that a person habit identify their morals? Because you was bringing up, bad habits that people have, and the other part
If
you're
you think a
accepting
person,
it.
if you think a person a crackhead, do you think they got good morals? Do you think they'll do anything for the crack or whatever? I
I
mean,
mean, but
habit,
I'm saying we're talking about the relationship.
yeah, but
Whether
that,
they're on okay.
if somebody on drugs in a relationship, it's gonna change how they would normally act without being on it. So what I'm saying is, um, I think how the reason a lot of people are not getting ahead is no more like an opposite attract. You one person might blow money, the other dude, the other person might save money, or what's the name? I remember the man used to come and before he fuck up his check, he might come home, give the check to the wife because he knows she gonna invest it, or keep it, pay the bills, and do all that. And then now, I think it's a little different. I think both of them looking at each other kind of side eye. Did you pay that? Did you have did you do this? And I think we getting to the point that uh, uh, uh the reason people not being on each other team no more is I don't think it's a actual type team thing right now where people joining forces to win. I think sometimes people joining forces to maybe uh one person might feel like they taking more from the other person or something like that, or somebody trying to win, or somebody trying to in a relationship feeling like they losing and don't realize as one goes, both goes. If one uplift the other and both of them uplift up each other, um, it both goes good on that thing. But if you got one that's kind of one foot in, one foot out, or something like that, it just makes it different. What's up, Chantel up in his hair? She said, hell no, it's my final answer. Not on the same page. All right, come on with it.
Jeff say what's going on in 2025 is that Black men have shot past Black women in all aspects. So now it's time for us Black men to move on to other races of women.
Ugh. Ugh.
If that's what do your fancy, enjoy your ride.
Um,
But you know what? to kind of push back on what he's saying that black men have shot past black women in all aspects, that be the issue of those that you've come in contact with. You know, sometimes if you meet the right person, it can last. She has those qualities that you're looking for. But if you found that in another race, then that's where you are in your areas, and just do that. I don't think that a race will determine the quality of the person or the love for the person. You know, it's just that if you're around an atmosphere of certain women acting a certain type of way, just like even the subject, can men and women have more outside of the bedroom? You know, I would say yes.
Mhm.
You know, because if your mindset is different, it has a lot to do with your maturity. Everybody isn't in things for sexual desires, but that's the thing that's taking over a lot of minds. That's all you hear and talk about. Let guy and women sit in a room together for at least an hour. Somebody gonna suggest something sexually.
Well, okay. I'm I think when I listen to what um uh JJ saying is I'm kind of hearing something a little different than you. I think when he say shot pass, I'm not I'm not thinking very much in the financial aspect. I'm thinking he might be saying in the maturity aspect.
That's what I was saying. I didn't say
No,
financially. I didn't
and yeah,
think he was talking
I'm
in that sense.
thinking like men are more serious about relationships than women these days. And I think what he's saying is because I seen this question that they came up about the um Oklahoma Thunder that won the championship, and they were saying that all their wives was white or something. And I think what he's saying is a lot of black women these days don't want to start a family. They want to incorporate a family. They want a man to step in a situation that is already a ready-made family, and they want to incorporate a man to a family instead of starting a family with a man and staying with him. If you look back to you know, most women that have children, most of them ain't with their initial baby father or something like that. And that's the culture that we then got into where it's a flea type thing where um, it used to be people try to stick together and your friend girls and your mama and all that used to try to keep you together. And now it's like everybody trying to help you pack up and leave. Oh yeah, I never like him, no way, this and that. I feel like this here. If you really vetting who you dating, you should know who you have. And uh if you're not secure with who you with, why make children with them? Why um put yourself in a situation in a bad situation? It's a lot of people out there um that'd rather have the kids than the family. And I say you can tell, you know, if you just ask women questions. You know, you just ask them, you know, what you want. Do you want to be married? A lot of them will say, no. Nah. Do you want to have kids? They'll jump and say, yeah, I want to have a kid or two, but they don't want to be married. I mean, because it's a responsibility that come with marriage that's different than a lot of other stuff. And once somebody start loving you know, I done seen people like once they meet the right person to marry, they are very happy and satisfied once they meet that person. But the hard part is trying to meet a person that's down with the same program you on, that ain't gonna have certain desires later on, because I think a lot of women sometimes get in relationships and then once they 10, 20 years in, now they thinking about how would it feel if I was with somebody different? Would it be better? They hear all these stories about how women left one man and found another one, and all they just, are, and having. But see, sometimes them experiences be learned experience where they actually changed everything they used to do for the new man. They stopped being wild. They stopped being so negative. They stopped doing all that. They was trained up into a way to be a good woman. Then they go to another one, and then they just use all their good stuff on the new man. And if they had used that same energy on the old man, we probably wouldn't be in that same predicament. But that's my 2 cents on that. Okay. What's up, Shawanda, up in his house, up in his thing, Miss Bennett? He said it's a known and proven fact. Google it, AI it. Yeah, he's saying mentally. Okay, he said exactly. Okay, we are black. Hold on. We are.
He was saying we are to something you were saying.
Oh, okay. Black women really don't like us no more. Yeah. Yeah. I agree, because I think when you out here, I remember some years ago. I remember talking to you about this on the show. How at one time you go to gas station, you could say hey or hi to a woman, and they was like very rude, like didn't even want to talk to you, wouldn't say nothing to you, this and that, and they was very standoffish and a lot of stuff on how they moved and things. And then what done happened now is men moved all the way back, and then they got a different mind state, because you had the Kevin Samuels of the world, you had different content creators. Men kind of got off the regular stage, went into the YouTube realm, got their mind together, came back out, started trying, getting their mind right, getting their businesses right. It's like anything. You're gonna always have dusty men that don't want nothing, don't want too much, don't know how to make money or whatever. You're gonna always have them type of dudes. But it's up to since women didn't let their daddies pick their husband no more, it's up to the woman to try to pick the right type of man to be proud of, or or to feel like this the right person to enjoy this life ride with. And I think since women have had that choice to do it on their own, sometimes it comes with a battle, because there's so many men at a younger age that want to come. It's like a kid at a candy store. There's so many men chasing after you, like, why would I just take him when I want that too? You know what I'm saying? So I think women at a younger age, they got all these picks and they run around, they like, I want that, I want that, and then when they get older, then it start drying up, because as men get older, they not looking at the same women that they were looking at when they was younger. I don't know a lot of 70-year-old or 70-year-old men, even 80-year-old men that's looking at a woman their age. I think even an 80-year-old man, he's looking for 70-year-old woman. You know what I'm saying? Usually men and women, once they get out of a certain level, usually the man probably out over the age of 10 to 15 years on most men. You know what I'm saying? So I think we get into this where, and then I think women feel like, they're trying to catch me in at the finish line and not trying to build or be there through the whole ups and downs and trying to help them grow or get up there. I think women are sometimes running and they looking and they say, "Oh, he already done did it all. Let me try to get on that team," and don't realize that a man have probably had, by the time he reached a certain length in his life, he can kind of weed out if a person is not good for him or not trying to be good to him.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
Read that.
Black men are hopeless romantics. Black women just pretend to be initially, but they secretly have a hidden agenda.
Yeah, it's like when I'm gonna tell you, being a man, before we start on the balance, being a man is like watching a movie, and you watch a movie and you see women, they'll be like, "Oh, girl, this and that and that," and instead of them saying how much they like to do this and that, first thing their girlfriends and this and that ask, "Where you work, girl? Oh, what kind of car you say you got?" You. It's like the material things are overdoing it, and then they seeing a takedown of people like P. Diddy, the Bill Cosby's, all the black men of the world that's kind of that reached heights, Kanye West and all these people that you didn't hear nothing about scandals, and now you got 10 and 15-year-old things that people coming up and bringing it to everybody. Oh yeah, we met somewhere in 1990 and I feel like he took advantage of me, and you're like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting kind of crazy out there.
Yeah.
Come on with
it. Facts. We got our minds right quickly and silently, and black women still stuck in the 90s on little girl stuff.
Yeah. I feel when he say that, I feel like he's saying it's like sometimes you watch and then you saying that woman acting just like she acted
in high school,
18, 19-year-old. And then when I think about what what's her name, she wrote the book about the black man or whatever, Allah Sahara. I mean, God, Lee, I can't think of her name. Ali. But anyway, I always think about when she said that women don't grow up no farther than the age of 14. And I was like, what? And what she's saying is most women are children that need to be, led like this here. And I think that's the only thing that that sometimes you look back and if you just watch a grown man conversation, if you just get in a grown man conversation, they talking about certain stuff now. And I done been in conversations with, men and they kind of, off the rock or they talking about something you really don't be like, really? But when you get grown men that really talking about business, man, it's men out here talking about business. It's men out here building buildings, they have to be serious about work all day. And I think when women go to work, they not serious about work. They not serious about family. Sometimes, you know, um, a man works to make money to secure and to make sure the family gonna be good and all that. A woman works and get her money, and she's like, I don't need no man. I think it's dangerous sometimes when you watch some women mind state on when they get some money and they might look down on the fellow man. And I think a lot of these, I think a lot of women are kind of mad right now because a lot of these easy jobs are going away. A lot of easy jobs, just answering the telephone or just a lot of little stuff. Because like a lot of even text, these text jobs. Couple years ain't gonna be no, women up there steady trying to, feel like they're gonna be able to file taxes for people forever, and that AI is coming and all that, and they ain't gonna need all that in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Technology is coming up and it's coming for ladies type job because a man could probably turn around and tell talk to his computer now and it'll write out everything that he wanted to write out. He can tell it to print it, give me 3 copies and all that. He can talk to his computer and have this done now. And we don't realize how quick AI is coming out. And they even got a new robot that they call cheaper robots that do everything. I think they were saying a robot supposed to be coming out at the end of this year. I think it said about $50,000. That cleans your house, do everything, help people up like a live-in robot that do stuff. I was like, wow.
It's a movie like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but this the real thing.
Maybe that was a little warning of what was to come. That movie. I don't remember the name of it.
You know what I'm saying? Pat, you right, Pat, man. Cause is it Ali? Man, I can't. Dr. Ali. Man, I can't think of her name. You should have said her name while you talking about don't mess up her name. I can't think of her name right now. You right. I am wrong for messing up her name like that. I think it was the Guide to Women
Black Man Guide to Understanding Black Women.
Yeah. Was it that? The Black Man's Guide? Or was it the Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man?
I thought it was the Black Man's Guide to Understand Black Women.
Oh, go, yeah, you do your little typing right quick. Yeah. But you right, Patrick. I am wrong for that. Oh, appreciate it, JJ. JJ said, "Preach." Okay, we're gonna jump in these topics because I don't want to get sidetracked too much. Because we're gonna go off the hands a little bit, but we still got to go with the flow. All right, roll your first one out. I'm behind you.
Yeah, that was it. The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman.
Oh, okay.
Shahrazad Ali.
That's right.
And then she also wrote The Black Woman's Guide to Understand the Black Man. She wrote both. They was both.
There you go. There you go. I thought it was. Yeah, I
It
thought it
was
was.
both ways.
Yeah. Okay. Nah. So both of us got it right. Boy, God, did she say both of us did? We ain't had to have no kind of battle and things. See, men and women can't get along. You okay? As long as it do it both ways, we can get. That's why I had to.
That's that justice you
That's
talking
why I
about.
had to land the thing up. Read the title again. Read the title again.
Two men and women like each other outside the bedroom.
See, that's why I had to say, do men and women like each other? Because if you just say, do men do this or do women do this, everybody got something to say.
But but in all honesty, a lot of people don't like each other outside the bedroom, and they won't be honest enough to tell you. Some may not even like them in the bedroom, but they don't be honest enough to say that.
Mm. Wow. Well, I'm gonna say, I don't know about that. If a person don't like each other in the bedroom, they got to like each other outside of the bedroom because what's keeping them together? You know what I'm saying? Something got to be keeping that together. You feel what I'm saying though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you with that one a little bit. You were like, hold on.
No.
You don't think so? Well, tell me what you think about that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't answer that for
Yeah,
you.
because I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna ask you this. Uh
Mhm.
see, yeah, because we can do it like that a little bit. What do you think keeps people together then?
Wanting to be there.
What's up, Eminem up in there? His house. Go on, pronounce that for me. You know I'm strong.
Pronounce what? Her
Her name,
name?
honey, yeah.
Mocha Monet.
Okay, all
See, that's that stuff right there.
right. I'm just saying.
No, I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about Jafe.
He does that threesomes keep him together. I,
When you have that mindset of having your sexual desires often met how you want, if that's what you do, that's what you do. If people are down with threesomes, that's what you do. Do you think things like that can last a long time? Or it just be a temporary thrill?
I did research on that, and I found that it don't last. I didn't go no farther path. I was looking, I was like, can something like this work? And I kept reading on it, and it proved that in that relationship, either two women gonna bond together, or the new women in there gonna try to be number one, or something gonna happen a little bit where it's not a relationship. It's tough for them relationships. It's tough for a regular relationship. So imagine if you got three people arguing instead of just two. But see, and then that's when somebody gonna feel like they being ganged up on and stuff like that, and use that's the outside, either the man, and if he got two women in the same household, and if both of them is mad at him about something, that could be a situation. But it's I think with stuff like that, it got to be a certain kind of man to deal with any kind of situation like that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Two whole women in the same house. Okay. She said,
Said it.
if you needed 3 score, you should be single. Sometimes, and this is me just being out there listening to people, the ear to the streets. Sometimes the woman is the one that introduced most time that introduced the extra woman into the bedroom. Think about how many times women have said they, got the husband or man or somebody else threesome for their birthday or spice some up or something like that. Usually the woman the one that introduced it because the woman the one most time got to be comfortable with the situation. So usually most time the woman is what you call it, something curious or some kind of curious. Sometimes the woman want to try this out just as bad as the man sometimes, and she want to spice something up, or she want something just to see something that might have been in her before, or might have been, or might be just curious. Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah. Then sometimes you get in those unequal expectations.
Yeah.
You get in there having a different expectation or desires regarding what you're getting into this threesome for.
And
And
I
it can
and
create tension, hurt feelings, things like that. So I don't understand why. Okay, if you did, I would recommend for somebody that you don't have a consistent relationship with. Let this be two new people, because a lot of times, that put relationship strains on people, jealousy, insecurity, all these things come up.
two new people. What you mean by that?
I mean, I'm just saying somebody that you probably don't even know, like you're not in a relationship with the
But you
person.
said two new people. So
I'm
you
just saying,
saying
like,
not even
go
with
out,
your partner.
not
You
even
could,
with your partner,
oh,
because that's going to create a problem unless your
gonna
partner
be a,
have that
it's gonna
mind
be a
to.
problem if you with a partner and you mess around and do a threesome out here and mess around and get pregnant or something. I mean, that ain't not. I don't think that's the way to. I don't think that's the way to
I
look at
think it
it.
shouldn't be done, period.
Yeah, but the two new people, that ain't nothing just by being freaky or being a swinger or something. That you talking
That's
about?
what I would say. Just go swing. I mean, a lot of times getting your partner involved in threesomes, things like that, that can
Well,
create
if
more
you just
rational
doing this
problems.
swing, that mean you ain't got no partner no more. You basically saying you be single.
I agree with Mocha. Just be single. If you feel like you have to have a threesome, do
Well,
that.
I think I think I think the problem with all that is different stroke from different folks.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we get into this thing, my way or the highway types thing, and we don't understand how vague and how many women that in relationships right now that how
They
many
desire things like that.
yeah then how many threesomes they done been in there, and what happens is they get in a relationship with the man and they kind of miss the relationship or the stuff that they was doing with women, and they don't want to do it behind the man back, so they want to kind of put it up front. Okay, I used
Let
to.
everybody enjoy this, and he
Yeah,
take it as a thrill, and it's her satisfaction.
you don't
But it's
want
just
no.
whatever perspective people have for their sexual lives.
Yeah, 'cause
It's more to just having orgasms in life sexually.
yeah.
And Mocha said the right word, soul ties. It's more to it. You don't
Mhm.
know why you be acting a certain type of way, be acting out one person.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you, like I done heard a lot of married people, and that's why I know it's a choice, because I know a married man right now, and he be with his wife, and he done told me that him and his wife have fun like that. Like they, bring one, get together, and whenever his wife feel the urge or whatever, she brings one, to the house, or they do something, go somewhere and do that. So I feel like I say, it's according on what you're into, what you like, what's name. Because I think they ain't always did that, but I think he said the last 10 years or something like that, and they don't have no problem with it. It's not nothing that they have to do, every night, every weekend. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that they got in they repertoire here and there.
Is it backdoor you without you? So no.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is sometimes when people get in certain situations and it's fresh and they ain't really did it before or something like that. I think that's it's like anything. It's like when a dude first start having sex and he just he might just get addicted to just having sex. He just wants sex. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I just think you got another dude that has sex with just his wife and he good with just his wife. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody start off having sex and they have sex here, here, and then it might be different for them to calm down and get back to regular, regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like anything, if somebody's very sexual, that's why people have toys or have other stuff to keep them calm, to keep them a little bit in check and really regulating their own sexual desires sometimes because they know, you know, they really like a lot of stuff that they might not be getting or might not feel like they're getting enough of or getting from the other partner.
Mm-hmm.
So they feel like I got to do this, please themselves, or they might be goddamn it thinking about somebody else or whatever, because I feel like uh, I don't know how it is because there ain't no woman. I don't know how a woman just gets off. I don't know if she thinking about like a man. When most men be talking about getting out, they be talking about watching porno or thinking about something or this and that. So I'm thinking, what is a woman doing to get off? What is she thinking about? What is her mentality? What can you just play with yourself and get off without thinking about nothing? Your mind got to go somewhere. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people can play like they don't like certain stuff, but sometimes it's buried in there somewhere, and sometimes it get unlocked.
Is it because they like women?
No, yeah. Swings. All right, come on with that.
It is factual that it is more women than men, so it's going on anyway. And besides, there's nothing wrong with swinging. Poly relationships, poly is what's going to save the Black community.
Mm. And I have heard that before because, you know, um, I remember back in the day, we used to always talk about how, black men are, dying, and, now you got cities where it's 10 women to one man, and sometimes even places like Atlanta is 16 women to one straight man because it's other type of men out there and this and that, because you got to take away men that's in relationship men that's married, some and other men that's off the market. Then you got to reevaluate the single women and the single men on that term there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I think a lot of that stuff you have to be very careful about like you said, poly relationships and swinging relationships because, like they say, there's so much stuff out here too, and so many crazy people. So you might swing somebody in as half crazy, and and then it's upside down. So that's why it's always usually. That's why I say when usually anything like that is usually the woman that brings them in, even when it's back in the day. If you watch a pimp movie or anything like that, you'll see where a lot of women was bringing other women back to the pimp, um, and it wasn't where a pimp was just going out there, going down there trying to, recruit every goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even the thing, in that favorite line in the movie, hey, don't get mad. Your bitch chose me. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole thing about a pimp was being chosen. So usually the woman was choosing the pimp, and the way she go about getting to the pimp is through one of his women or something like that. You know,
Mhm.
it wasn't like a lot of them was running behind folks trying to get them down. Come on with it.
They said, "Give me two black ugly women, and I'm good to go." Yeah, gotta be fine. That ain't the point. You ain't gotta be fine. That ain't the point.
Okay, or there it is. I was just saying about that. Go ahead.
How can they trust that when the STDs rate so high, you have to trend lightly with sex partners in today's societies? It's
Right,
scary.
right. And see, that's what I'm saying in that whole aspect there. Like, I think a lot of people don't look at that part about it. You have to be so careful these days on, who you're dealing with and how you're dealing with them and all that. And then that's what's so dangerous sometimes when I see men out here and, um, you know, women have got so sexual and they're moving like men. And we all know that women can get sex way easier than a man. So a woman could be out here, you know, chilling, dealing with 3, 4 men. And that's how really a lot of stuff get passed around. And, when women are doing deceitful things, on the side because you doing it and then you're doing it naked head or something. And, it's a lot of women. Oh, I mess around and had sex. I don't know who the baby is. Right there, you right there letting you know that you doing something that you ain't had no business doing on two fronts. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to watch a lot of stuff that goes on.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you ever read that thing down there? Oh, I'm finna move to the next one. Maybe.
No, I didn't. I hadn't got an opportunity.
Go
A
ahead.
man can offer a woman much more than sex, including emotional support, companionship, shared activities, and financial stability. Sounds like TV to me, but
Sounds like a lot. I noticed that financial stability on the end right there. if you ever flip it for this equality women be talking about, I've never heard a woman talking about providing a man um, financial stability. Women look as if their money is their money and his money is their money. So I think a lot of times, I think how some women lose men is sometimes people play like they down, but I remember men back in the day. I remember when men used to be trying to get pack money and this and that, and they had a down woman there to say, you know, here go my income tax or this and that, and then he get it and flip it up, you know, some stuff like that. And that's what kept, you know, them built that camaraderie with strong relationships, being able to come together and try to conquer the world. And nowadays, you have more women that just want to strip away stuff from you than add to it. They will ask you for money, ask you for help, ask you, but never have nothing to help you. So I say this: if a woman is always doing bad, when are she really doing good? And are you her priority? Because a woman could be doing good and she's stashing her money, she's giving it to maybe supporting her mother or other children and all that, and you just on the ass end of it, and you just a swamp she trying to drain. So men don't look at it like that sometimes on how women might look at them, you know what I'm saying, and what they trying to get out of them. And is it really real? Do they really care about the man in a certain type of way? So I think men have to get and try to judge that too.
Yeah.
All right, come on with it.
So, what exactly are women bringing to relationships in 2025 that will make both lives better?
I'm listening. It said women. Come on with it. Answer the question.
I think some women are more calm now. They've matured from life experiences, and so many are trying to build a future more than they have been in the past. You don't have a lot of women, you have a lot of women now that are trying to plan for a future. And I believe that they're settling down and including men in their lives because they realize, we can have a little help.
I'm still waiting on you to answer the question.
I just told you. I'm like, what we're bringing into a relationship. We're having peace. We're developing homes and developing relationships with people.
Yeah, but that's something that should have been.
We bring no, but we bringing out. We got our minds and our skills. We helping build whatever it is for our home. So when you keep saying bringing, we shouldn't have to bring much of anything when you have a household of two. If the man is there, he's the provider. What is there for her to bring other than his assistant?
Oh, so you saying she shouldn't provide?
If he's the head of the household, she's there to be his assistant.
Well,
right?
I remember when I was on here a couple weeks ago, but I think I might have said it last week too. But when I was talking about the way to get ahead, a lot of times is two people working together. And I remember I was saying about sometimes one person check could pay for everything and the other person could be able to save the money to build a business or whatever. And I think, just that what you were saying too is what men starting to realize. Like women looking at men as provider in 2025 when I hear them screaming partner. And when you're a fucking partner, you're a 50-50 partner, you should be providing into that realm too.
You are.
Huh?
You are. That's the thing about it. When you're ever in a partnership and you have to say it have to be 80-20, 50-50, that's when the problem arises. The step in needs to come at any time that is needed. It doesn't have to be that you need to give 50, I get 50. No, if I have to give 100, I need to be able to give 100. If you have to give 100, you need to be able to give 100. So I'm just saying, putting numbers or percentages on what a person should give in a relationship, I don't think that defines what a woman would actually bring to the table. She's bringing that emotional support that the house needs, that nurturing quality, that companionship, her own unique perspective as a woman. That's what we do.
Okay, but like I say, it's still saying kind of like the same thing because when you say that's what we do, and I think women look at men as, like you said, the provider, but women are screaming partner. Um, and when you looking at another person, if you just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm the one that make sure maybe the other part of it, like when they say, making sure you rub down, you feeling good, your house clean, or you this and that, or whatever you think the other thing that he needs." But when a woman screams partner, that means she's putting in her. I remember Dwayne Wade's wife.
So stay right there. You got to tell us what you
No,
incomplete.
I am right here. I am right here. I remember Dwayne Wade's wife. She said he was in the house one time and she said something, and he said something like, "Yeah, my house. I'm gonna get my house, this together or whatever." And she said she didn't want him to feel like that no more. So after that, she started putting 50-50 in on everything that he had going. So she would feel like everything he had going, it was 50% hers too, because she was putting hers in it too. You know what I'm saying? So I think I am talking about the same thing on that top part.
But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to people, right? There are people that have their own perspective of their household. So some may want a 50-50. Some may want to be a partner, and some may just want to be in a team together.
Okay. Well, and I put it this way. If you want to be a partner, that's kind of like with the business situation. If you want to be on the team, then you got to know who the quarterback and who the running back and who the wide receiver. So no, I'm talking about when I say a team, I mean like even if it's a 2-man team, two different people got their different job. If people are volleyball, one volleyball person know they're in charge of being at the front of the net. The other one know they're in charge of being in the back of the net, trying to catch everything in the back. You know what I'm saying? But they know their roles. You know what I'm saying? So that's not. You know what I'm saying? That's when you're talking about a team. I feel what you're saying, but like I say, long as that help the team, if that's what team needs you to do, it's like you got a husband and he's running a business and he need his wife to handle the books and do this and do that, and then that's what he need her to do, and that what helps the team move along, and this and that. And okay, team, everybody know their role, but when it's a partner, partners want fair shake and everything. They want the fair. They want the a partner move. Like, what are you doing? I want to have a say so in that. That's what partners. So, only thing I'm saying, when women scream partners, they got to understand the difference between different meanings on what they saying. You
Well,
understand?
people say so many things to comfort their convenience of understanding. You know, whatever accommodates them or to accommodate their way of thinking, they will say it that way. So now it's partner, and people are getting out the way of being together like husband and wives. So now you have a lot of partner relationships, companion relationships. You know, it's so many different relationships that people are coming with to accommodate their own desires. So it's whatever perspective the person decides to live according to
That's what I was just saying. It's a difference when somebody come with the partner than they come up with something else. You understand what I'm saying? What's up, Latasha? Up in his house, up in this thing.
Mocha said exactly herself. He should be into her.
Okay. Come on with it.
Black said the heart of her husband do it safely, trust in her, so that he should have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. She rides also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her husband and portion to her maidens. She considers a field of it with the fruit of the hands, and she planted a vineyard. She girdeth her.
And when I heard somebody read that before, and that's like a woman going out there getting her partial in and coming home and sharing
and cooking early and feeding her husband and the maiden.
Well, sharing her part of the of what she bring. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like when you have, you know, a husband that say, "Oh, I paid this and I pay the mortgage, I pay this," and what you do with your money is, I want you to take care of the kids. I want you to get the groceries. I want you to. Huh?
I said yes, all the household stuff.
Vacation or something like that, and that be contributing to the team where, you know, where what he needs you at for.
But you know how that comes? Those type of things come when the two of you communicate. You communicate so you'll know, not in here listen to the outside people. Oh man, your woman making this amount of money, she needs to be giving you 50-50. Or she's making this much, she needs to give 80-20, you know. So that be a lot of things. People on the outside giving you numbers that you need to operate your home with when you know where the help is needed. So just say, for instance, if you know, just say it's a lot of people been losing jobs and things like that.
Yeah, but me being a man, you know, I want you know, be right there where you at. Me being a man, I wouldn't let most men don't come into the household telling another man what his wife, because really he shouldn't even know what your wife making or whatever in that aspect anyway. Even if she got a good job, he don't know what she giving you. He don't know what it, you know, you might have a man that might be blabbing off the mouth, and he might say, "Oh man, my wife, I'm doing this," and every now and then you get um guys sometimes that they frustrated and they feel like their wife ain't chipping in, or this and that, and stuff like that. But um uh, and I'm gonna tell you, I talked to a man, and I've heard his cries about how his wife don't give him nothing, ain't never gave him nothing. But I don't think he ever asked either. And to this day, he still don't ask. I think some men sometimes feel a certain role and they want to do that role, and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Some men are, like I said, are workers, providers, and they want to fill their role, and they want to be top dog in their role. Read that what Black said.
Said like all these perspectives is what's wrong, and that's what I'm saying. There are so many people develop perspectives according to their desires and give it a name, and people wrong with it.
Right. Instead of just
Jeff Fay said they need to learn how to communicate. That's the truth.
effectively.
Effectively. Yeah.
Okay, come on with it.
Words have a correct Webster meaning, not just what you want them to mean. Stop making up stuff and trying to reinvent the wheel and move the goalposts, little girl games.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That happens a lot. And and he said Black said our order has been disrupted. And I was telling somebody that the other day. I was around some one time, and I heard a woman say, "Yeah, I need a man to be like be my helpmate or something like that." And I said, "What?" I said, "Hold on now, hold on." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, you talking like a man. I mean, even in the Bible, it goes for a woman to be the helpmate, and for you to, and people don't even realize how masculine that is, for you to feel like you want a man to come into this little role. You're not looking for no man. You're looking for a boy. Because if you were actually looking for a man to lead, a lot of women wouldn't talk like that.
But actually, in the beginning, it used to mention it like it was both. Like you'd be a helper or a help meet one to another. But now, they're taking the old and bringing it into the new. And so some people are just using what they've heard and just wording it that way. So maybe she meant it in a more positive way, that she wants companionship.
Yeah, I mean, it just, like I said, I think words and how you say stuff really matter. You remember that old saying, "It's not what you say, it's how you."
Mm-hmm.
And I think, when you sit back and you listen to somebody say something in a certain kind of way, you be like, "Ooh, that was," if you're a man and you've been around men, you know how men talk. And now we done got to the point sometime that we listen to women, and women are talking like men. And some of them got deep voices like men too. They be like, "Rrr, rrr." You be like, "God damn, what the hell?" It sounds like she been smoking for 80 years. Your voice getting deep and this and that. And it's not a feminine tone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it's this rah-rah type thing back and forth with men all the time. And when I grew up, I didn't hear. See, that's the difference now. When I grew up, I didn't see women always say they want a man, an old school man. No, they don't. No, they don't. I had to sit back And I was talking to my partner, and I was like James Brown, and even what's his name, Ray, was it Ray? Is the singer? What's his name? Ray Charles. Even Ray
Oh,
Charles used to get on ass, and he was blind. I listen. People don't want the old school man that was out here long time ago. Because let me tell you something. Women did not holler at men like that. You know what I'm saying? Like what women are doing today is some brand new stuff. This did not happen back in the day, no 20, 30 years. So when women be all that, see, this that newfound freedom that's being abused. You know what I'm saying? Like it's straight up dangerous, dude. And just like I've been watching the ICE raids and stuff like that, and I'm watching people running up on police, big old police with pistols and tase guns and spray and all kind of stuff in their hand. I'm talking about they actually on raids where they got their real guns and they getting somebody out of a house or whatever dangerous situation, and people are stopping in the middle of the street. Hey, man, people didn't do that back in the day. People,
yeah.
people didn't do that. People didn't disrupt the police or attack the police or act like they trying to get the police off some. Man, that's some new stuff that would, if you lived back in the time when I came up, you'd have been shot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they wouldn't even play with you
Yeah,
like now.
they would.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I look at and I see a lot of stuff that going on now, and I be like, no, that stuff wouldn't even fly back in the day when I was coming up. It wouldn't fly, not for a split second. Not
Yeah.
for a split second. Come on with it.
He said, help meet, not help mate. Meet means to do your part, and I do mine. We meet in the middle. Mate means she assists the male in doing his part. And that's what I said, a help meet or a helper. If we're talking about the Bible, but people saying the helpmate, like he said, there's a difference. Help me it
Oh, I
means
thought you were
to
reading the thing down there. You on the I thought you were reading the thing.
banner. Okay.
Okay.
Is that what you like me to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. He can also provide respect, communication, and sense of security. Additionally, men can offer practical help like handyman skills or planning support or share hobbies or interests.
Okay.
So
Break that down for us.
just it said it all. Provide respect for each other, communication.
You got
You
to
can
break it down to hood talk terms. Yeah. You
don't
can't.
don't don't do that. Don't do that. That's not cool. Don't do that.
No, I look. I had to throw that out there just to see how you. Now you understand what I'm saying about the man. If it's not naturally in you, to be aggressive, to be a certain kind of way, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like most men, when they talking to a young lady, they don't get this type. Only thing sometimes I dislike sometimes people watch the show a lot, but sometimes I hear people they say, "Oh, I need to get on that show with you because I battle back and I do this and I do that." I'm like, that ain't the point of it. You know what I'm saying? Like we trying to show women that you can get your point across being a woman and being a lady instead of breaking yourself down to acting like a man or being very aggressive or being very anti-woman, you know.
So
When,
listen, when
when
when it when
go
it
ahead.
comes to us communicating or trying to get this message across on
Uh-huh.
things that we're discussing, one thing is not fair. How you just say break that down hood talk. What do you mean? What is hood talk? So don't do that. That's not cool.
No, I was
But
just listen.
if
I
it's
was
something,
gonna
if it's something I
listen.
don't understand, I'm gonna tell
I
you. Explain to me. I don't understand. So in this instance, you're saying you don't understand what I
I was
just read.
trying. I was
So
listen. I was trying to see if you was gonna bite the apple.
no, that's for men to do.
Remember they said Eve bit the apple first.
I don't know about that. I think she was convincing him that that
Uh,
thing was good.
I said she the one bit the apple because she the one seen all that first, and then she convinced
Well,
him.
she just heard of what it could be. She didn't want to get in
I heard,
trouble.
'cause look, I don't know how true this is because I be in and out of it, but I I heard he didn't he didn't even know nothing about they didn't even
Nothing.
understand about no nakedness until she bit
Right.
the apple, and then all of a sudden and all of a sudden she knew about nakedness and told him, then he bit, and then he was able to see all that stuff, the same stuff she was seeing.
Yeah.
Ain't that right?
Yep. But the thing is that be our problem sometimes.
Mhm.
Um us as women, that's how we've kind of gotten out of hand because so many things in life situations where we try and lead
Uh-huh.
and it always, we'll probably try and do it a little pretty. Like the mayor of Madison, you see
Yeah,
how she want every business in Madison to look a certain type of way.
yeah,
So I'm saying, like, if a female got into Jackson, maybe she'll clean it up, make the houses be painted one side on this color, or make everybody drive a different color car to identify you. But I'm just saying, like our orchestration will be on the look of dynamics, not of what the outcome of the future would be.
yeah.
So her doing this, she just know that it was wrong to do it. She was like, I'm gonna try this anyway. So she
Well,
did it and she convinced her man and he fell right with her. And I wonder what made him fall weak enough to do what she did.
what happened with them?
I'm saying with Eve and Adam,
Oh, I thought
he was
you were
just talking
talking
about.
about still on the mayor. You just jumped all over the place.
No, I was just giving you a
Look, I'm
prime
wondering
example. I was just
look,
giving you an example how she want a
yeah,
certain look
I
in her
got you. I got you.
eyes.
You
You
had
know, that's
messed me up for a minute. And I was like, oh man. I was like, oh, what the Madison
oh,
man?
you want some tea? No,
Oh, man,
it ain't nothing like
so- Boy, you gonna have somebody on this show talking about hitting it wrong with Madison up here. Come on with it.
like said in layman terms. In layman terms mean to explain something in simple, straightforward language that doesn't require specialized knowledge.
Right.
And I just thought that was considered layman
Yeah,
term,
but
but if there's
I mean,
another way I need to say it,
yeah, but see what it is it's like I'm gonna say it in hood term type thing. It's like dumbing it down, so everybody can get it, no matter what. If they was 5 years old, they'll understand exactly what you're saying. That's all I be saying. Sometimes when I say bring it down to the lowest level, or something.
okay,
Sometimes
well, let me go back and do that then. Let me try and do that to the best of my ability. Go back for me. Let me see if I can do that for you, if you don't mind.
all right, hold up.
If I tell you to do something, you do what I told you. Or if he told you to do something, you don't go back yelling at him in the store and calling him a weak this and that. You communicate better and say, whoever you are, I'm talking to you. Would you mind doing this in a nice way? Say that. And then you in the store and y'all shopping and somebody coming to you, rah, rah, rah. You don't get upset because you got your King right here, he's gonna step in and protect the situation. He's gonna handle that. You don't have to do things like that when you have a partner. So additionally, you can like help me, like oh, this table's so hard to move. Will you move this table for me? Thank you. He moved the table for you. That's a helpmate. Oh, the light fixture, it needs to be fixed, it's hanging. He go and handily do that. So he fixed that light fixture for you. So that's something that's called like handyman skills. So, like planning support, I know I have to go to work for the weekend and I know I need gas. I need to make sure my oil is good in my vehicle. Would you mind checking it for me so I'll be good traveling to and from work? So they help you out with that. That's called planning support, to support you to go to your job. And then, like sometimes I like to go outside and color bricks so I can decorate around a flower bed or something like that. He go and show me a good way to lay the stuff down on the ground to spray the bricks. That's my hobby, but he's supporting me. It's something I like to do. He showed interest just for me, and I can do the same for him,
Man, that was so perfect. That was so perfect. I was like,
but okay.
Look, you started in that role right there, goddamn.
Oscar, baby. Oscar, baby.
Man, look. Black, she couldn't do it no better than that, Black. Come on, read this. You did that, dude. You did that. Come on with it.
So are ladies all about them in a relationship? Is it anything like a helpmate, like we were raised on? Well, sometimes they help you get locked up. Help you not see your kids.
Even Black had to give you props on that one, boy. I was telling you that because I was sitting there, I was like, wow. Yeah, that's exactly what we were. Yeah, that's exactly. When I say, break it down like that, that's exactly what the joke was saying. I mean, you ain't got to go to like the ghetto level and cuss and all kind of stuff, but how you broke it down.
That's a lot of term. People feel like sometimes to get a word across to someone, you have to get loud or you have to profane, and you really don't.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But hey, back to this. Are ladies all about them in a relationship? Most of the times we are. we are on how we feel. This not making me feel good. I don't think I need this in my life. And we'll leave that stuff in a minute. Yeah, most of the times, some of us, we react according how we feel.
Yeah.
Not even looking at the outcome. If I wait a little bit, that this man just really don't know. He don't understand, or he need to be taught or explained to. We haven't even talked about it, but I talked about it in my head and I've made the decision, So, yeah, sometimes we do.
See, that's see, we done. I think Black done helped me unlock something today. I kind of like how you breaking it down, analyzing a little, better and stuff like that.
But that's the thing. If you tell me once, I know how to help. We're trying to reach the people because hopefully some things we talk about can hit someone and help them, but they don't walk away from what they got.
And it can switch something. It can take a woman that look. I'm gonna tell you this. I have, since I've been kind of, doing the show, this and that, I have seen so many women that I know get in relationships, get married, stay married because of something that, what I'm saying, like being said that sometimes a woman had to hear it from a man's point of view, and then she can get it, and then she can, learn how to stay into that motion. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like when we were saying about, breaking it down to to try to you know, when a woman's try to get into this feeling like that, it's all about them. If sometimes if a woman can see a man's point of view on things and look at it in a different, in a different action, and she would be like, wow, like I didn't look at it in that perspective. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that what men be trying to show women, that if you just look at it how, when women say, oh, what a good man it. Sometimes I sometimes women thinking I'm talking about women, but I'm actually letting them know how to attract something, because you attract bees with honey. You feel me? So you got to have what that man the desire for that man to us now. So when I tell women, oh, if you put on heels and a dress and stuff like that, you'll attract a different type of thing. Women will see that if they try that. But if you just try to feel like I attract enough men now, but you ain't attracting the type of men that you want in your life. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can listen. If you, I remember, I'm gonna tell you this. My uncle, my mama's sister husband, he told me something that was so good. His name Junior. Um, I remember he was telling me I had seen him in Bass Pro Fish House. I called myself, been to buy me some some stuff to go fishing and this and that. So I went and got some little stuff, and I was finna go fishing. I was like, yeah, I got what I need, this and that. I want a little lure, something that gonna catch. Oh man, this look like it's number one. Man, that man told me this, and it was and it's just like life. When you fishing for something, if you fishing in a pond, you got to have a way different bait than if you fishing in a lake. If you're fishing on a river, you got to have way different bait than you fishing in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? So every puddle of water that you go fishing in, it is special and it's different. So when you trying to fish for a big, deep side, deep, deep dish of fish, you can't come out there throwing a worm out there thinking you're going to catch a big deep dive fish, because that fish eat the fish that wasn't a fish. So you just about got to put a big old fish by this fish and throw it out there to get the big fish, the big swords fish and all that you're looking for. They got hooks. And some of these hooks is this big. That if you looking for big game fishing, and what I'm saying is, some women are trying to bring the same stuff they use to fish in ponds and trying to fish and trying to catch the big fish in the ocean, and you ain't gonna never do it because you ain't got the right lure. And when I try to tell them you need to put on something different to catch something different, that's what I'm saying. You got to act something different to catch what you think you want different. That's what I'm saying. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of ladies are not fishing with the right thing. You can't come with you ain't never seen the House of Representatives, or you ain't never seen Obama wife with 8 different colors in her head or this and that, and she got the president. No. The reason she got the president because the type of woman she was, the elegance, the what's name, and all this stuff that he desired, and being a big fish. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, I understand your perspective and I understand what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
But, some of us get it and some may not. And
Yeah.
that's the same thing we would say for men. When you're out there fishing, stop fishing in these ponds and thinking you're going to get something from the ocean.
Right.
So if you feel like you can't get anything from this pond because this is just where you're staying, You're not going past the pond. You hanging out in this pond, but you looking for what's in the ocean and you can't see it. So instead of going there, like somebody said earlier, hey, we just gonna go to another country. Maybe it'll be different in their pond.
Right. So when you said that, being, let me tell you something. Sometimes we got men wrong. Or they see men still fishing in the same pond. See, men sometimes are simple creatures. Sometimes they fish in a pond so long, and every time they go to that pond, they get hit. They can come out with 4, 5 fishes.
And they satisfied.
They good. You know what I'm saying? They good. See, the women, they go fishing in there and see the same 4, 5 fish. Man, I ain't caught no bass yet. I've been looking for bass. You got to go with bass. Goddamn it, this is not a bass pond. You're in a perch pond. You're in a catfish pond trying to look for bass. It ain't gonna happen.
And don't get none but gars.
Right. You got your crickets and all that. Nah, you ain't gonna get that bass that you gotta have bass food for bass. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah. And that's the problem. A lot of people fishing, and then you can't get mad because he happy he caught him 10 fishes. Then he always go to the pond. He always get.
So he good in the fish pond.
He good.
Ain't
he
nothing
good,
wrong with
that
muddy.
because
Stay
you
with
know
the
what?
muddy water.
Because
Don't
you know what?
complain. Just be good with what you can.
Because you know what? You know what's happening when he fish and she fish. When she fish, she looking to find something bigger in this same pond. Instead of them little old bitty fish she keep catching. She going up in there thinking she finna catch something different. Using the same bait, the same reel, the same everything, in the same hat, her lucky hat, everything. You're gonna look up and get the same fish you've been inviting to you all this time. The same dudes you say ain't no goddamn good, ain't good for you. If you keep fishing and you keep acting the same way, and that's all I be telling women, if you keep acting the same way, you ain't gonna get that man that you think you deserve. You got to change to get the man you deserve. To want something different without changing is the level of insanity. It's called insanity. Okay, come on with it. What Black said.
The blueprint was already laid long ago, but we won't follow.
I'm telling you, man, that part. Come on with it.
Go back to the other one. Prior to.
Oh, prior to? Talking about this.
Yeah. Black said, them feelings, emotions make you sad sometimes. When I made the statement about how sometimes we get the emotion or feelings and we be sad and we don't communicate about it because of the way we were treated. And, we can make rough, bad decisions. But yeah, that's true. Yeah. Men are simple and plain until they try to keep up with the masculine woman. Oh Lord.
Ooh, and he right. Help
me understand what he mean when he said keeping up with the masculine woman.
That's what. I was ready to break down. I'm gonna pull one of yours on here. So what he said in so many words is men can be out here and they can get along with everybody, and they in their rut of their day, they doing the same thing. They get off, have a bed, the stove, do this, all that. And then they they've been chasing after the same simple thing. Then they chase after that masculine woman that throws monkey wrenches in all they what's name. She fussing, she loud, she bring the police. He ain't never had a problem with police and all this kind of stuff. You chasing them over that think they just better you. She bringing a pistol. She rough and tough. You know what I'm saying? And she telling you what you ain't gonna do and this and that. And you're like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And she think she just being a strong woman. But that masculine energy throws a man off of everything. Everything he thought about you, as soon as you start talking a certain way, he sit back and he start analyzing and looking at you and saying, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of women get this part of that. I don't know when a man is really trying to figure out where do I go from here with you? And because he feeling like this woman here gonna either get me in jail, arrested, or or she gonna shoot me or bust my windows, or any old type of thing, that the drama that you don't want to go through. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Sometimes you
Okay,
want
I get
to
it.
go back to that regular simple and that simple life, and that's why a lot of men nowadays don't get in relationships if they know it's gonna be with a masculine woman. And now you got masculine women saying, "I'm masculine, and if you can't handle a woman like me, you ain't no real man." Don't no man supposed to handle you. You supposed to be already feminine. Just like somebody said on the other side, you wouldn't, if a man was feminine, you wouldn't want him trying to tell you what to do. You'll be like, oh, you'll be like, hold on, man. We can be
Who you talking
friends.
to?
We can go out and have some drinks, but you being my man, now this ain't gonna work. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what men are feeling with women now. We can be homeboys, and one thing about a man, he might feel, oh, we can be homeboys and we can probably smash, but me and my woman acting like this, no, I don't want this drama. And that's when you break it down to that simple thing like that a man would put up with certain things, but he don't want that type of drama in his life. Don't no man want to sit here and be with a woman every day, and it's a battle. It's a battle. You know what I'm saying? It's not when you used to a simple life.
Yeah.
When you used to chilling and laid back, just it's not, you don't want nobody to come in there. Hey, that's just like you trying to sleep and somebody that keep on pushing you. Like, what's up? You like, leave me alone. You don't want me to sleep. And that person don't. Because sleep feels too comfortable. They want to disturb your peace.
Your peace. Mhm.
Come on with it.
A woman that's trying to usurp a male's authority. Okay.
Yeah. Come on with it.
Trying to lead a man in his lane. Everything you was just saying.
I'm gonna tell you the worst thing about it. That man be driving and you let woman just sitting back, and back in the day, men pull out that map and he like, yeah, about 7 miles ago, then I take a left. See, we didn't have all that navigation way back in the gap, when Joker used to have to stop at the gas station and get a map. And this and that. Women didn't do all that then. You know what I'm saying? They let the man, let them handle that. They let a man get that map. They be like, yeah, yeah, we almost there. We almost there. You know what I'm saying? And then she would let him go and let him stop and ask, hey, what such and such town there? She would let him answer the question. She wouldn't interrupt him. Now, as someone pull over, she asking him up, hey, what's such and such a? Like, but that's my job to get us there. What you doing? You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
That's the problem with that women are jumping out of their natural, sitting back, and what's name, and it's just simple things of just a man sometimes missing a turn would drive a woman crazy. When all he got to do is
go on down and go around in a circle.
His women, I see driving, then stop damn near in the middle of the highway trying to get off right here when they don't
take
realize,
the next one and come
they
back.
don't realize they got 70 mile per hour traffic behind them, that they can just go to that next little turn and get off. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it.
Try to break the whole highway down, trying to make a turn that all you gotta do is bust a block and come back through.
Go to the next spot.
That's where it's sometimes where we got to look at women got to look at it sometimes like, you know, sometimes you got to go through the correct steps. If you want to check big fish, you got to put in work. You know, is that's why I think some women get mad at, you know, some Instagram models and other kind of, you know, people or something like that, because people don't realize why you might be chilling. Them same women that's trying to big game hunt, they out there in the gym, lifting weights, walking the track, you know, doing all kind of stuff to keep themselves in a certain atmosphere where they can catch that big game. So if it ever come up, that they'll be perfectly right there to catch that big game fish that they've been hunting for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But another one will sit up here and be looking and it's just like this here. It's just like going to the pond to fish and you talking the whole time. And everybody know you need to be quiet to catch fish. But you talking and you girl, yeah, I'm out here on the bank. Girl, man, I ain't got a bite yet.
You wonder why.
Yeah, you running all the fish away. And that's the same thing women don't see when they don't see certain men watching them. It's certain men that want to come in there and want to talk to them, and just how they acting in certain atmosphere. They smoking a cigarette, they smoking weed, or they rolling up this, or doing this, or acting all ghetto, or this and that, or slapping another woman on the booty. Or it's another man that wanted to say something to you, that looked back and said, nah, I ain't biting it. I ain't biting it. And they already running people off and don't even know it. And that's what I be trying to say sometimes. It's not that I'm trying to tell women, oh, y'all messing up doing this. It's I'm trying to open your eyes up of what you doing and how you acting and how it's affecting what you are catching.
Right.
That part. Come on with it.
And men should stay out of the woman's lane. Stressful.
Yeah. And I think the only thing that I see sometimes that it don't really bother me, but I see how men now sometimes are congratulating poor behavior. You know, even though women are acting a certain way, oh, you let them this, because people were mad at me because I started calling the lady Crockett, the lady,
Senator.
the
Congressman. Congress.
lady, that she was starting to act a little ghetto, because I see where she started from and where she at now, and it's like night and day. And people don't understand how ratchet she done got in this and that. And like I say, that's a turnoff. She didn't understand. She was up here trying to bully and, oh, you need to just get me up here and I run, and they trying to keep me out of here and this and that, and you talking in a certain kind of way. And once they took votes, she came in last. You feel me? Because don't nobody want to stand behind. See, you can rah-rah all you want, but you got to have stuff behind that rah-rah. People are actually watching and actually are looking at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Come on with it.
He said simping.
We had already, yeah. Come on with it.
Do women think they are the new men in today's relationships? I don't think so, but you know, maybe some on what Black was just talking about, the masculine females, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the mama Annie that, because I didn't see a lot of women this year. Thank God, saying Happy Father's Day to me.
Thank you. I you know what? And I was looking for it.
I didn't see a lot of women saying that.
I didn't. Listen. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see on Father's Day. I didn't see no women that I know that said happy Father's Day to me or this and that, which I understand some fathers ain't here or, died or whatever, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they got to raise them by themselves. And, sometimes it's like that. But
Yeah.
I didn't see the I'm the father and the mother, and I'm glad that women are finally coming into a little realm where they can say, I am a good mother. I can't
Right.
be the father. But I'm being the best mother I can, and I'm gonna show you
Right.
how a mother can raise a child to be a good person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Without all that, the feminine and all that traits that sometimes come out of that.
Yeah, because I know coming up, in my son's life at one point, I was a single parent, but I never acknowledged myself as being the father of his life because I don't know what to teach him on the man's side.
And that's
So
why you
it took family members,
put them
other family
around.
members to come in his life, and his dad, he still was in his life, although we weren't in the same
Right.
household.
It's about put them in right situations. Like when I came up, I'm gonna tell you, salute to my mom. Um, she put my cousin in the household with us. Um,
She probably knew you were gonna be bad.
she put me in. She put me in football. She put me in. I played football, soccer, racquetball, tennis. Uh, um, I was in karate. My mama kept me in some. I was in summer school, even as I was in summer school. Um, I was in school all year round, so I don't even know nothing about these off days that these people be talking about.
I
They have.
know, right? I used to want to go to summer school.
Yeah, I was there all year round, and I think that's how sometimes I get this urge of always trying to learn more, Google stuff up and stuff like that, and just trying to learn something that I didn't know because I always been in a learning mind frame almost 365 days a year because I had a tutor. Shouts out to my mom for giving me a tutor. It kept me a little smart. Might have been hard, but it kept me a little smart. Kept me, right there, where it wasn't that, I couldn't just get, be taken advantage of because I always had smart people around me and smart people kind of teaching me the ways of life and shots out even when I got out here in the streets or when I went to the army. Um, being around good people, uh, even if you stray away, you will come back and be a better person at the end after you go through a lot of things. Like me and Exotic Black, we known each other a long, long time. And even way back when, um, I remember just what type of dude we was back then, and it just feel like when I watch us, it's like night and day how we have changed and um, and became better people. Better people all the way around. You know. Thinking better about life, people, food, about everything. Um,
Well, that's good. When you know better, you do better.
yeah.
And then there's nothing wrong with sharing the knowledge you've gained to help you to help somebody else.
Shouts out to him because I was a young buck, so I don't know what older than me. So,
Okay, then. Somebody older than you.
yep, sure deal. Come on with it.
So, carnal mind help influence and shape one's sexual desires and behaviors by focusing on physical desires. And now I got to break that down.
Break it down.
Okay. So when we normally talk about carnal mind in a religious type thing, it's say when you have worldly desires, meaning it's things that'll make you have self-pleasure,
Right.
touching on yourself or being sexually done. Your mind is all gratified to what your mind desires. Like the threesome stuff that we were talking about earlier. Your appetite is not on a common path. There's some the things you can't do and you shouldn't do in front of children. Let me say it that way. So the mind is set on things like that. So that becomes something that you'll want. You know, if this is something that you want all the time, this is something you're gonna do all the time. Having sex, even with your partner or whatever you call them or whatever the new terminology for whatever they have in their relationship. But having a carnal mind, it helps you. It helps you decide on what you desire. So I'm saying like you can be in relationships and and you not just only have that. I think you can go past just
Well,
letting it be in a hookup section like most people
I'm a
use
little
it.
biased on that right there. So, shouts out to the girls that like girls and all that. I'm just, I'm like in the middle on the fences on that type. What's up, Miss Howard up in his house up in this thing? Um, yeah, yeah. I just think me. I think my mind is a little different. I think it's a little different, even though I done grown up out of it. I think because I used to have a club. I worked at the club a long time. I worked at the strip club too. So I think with all that, I think me just having a soft spot in my heart for ladies that like ladies. And
Really say that again out your mouth. Let me hear this again. I misunderstood. Say that again, please. You said
yeah,
you have a soft
it's at the
spot.
bottom. It's rolling down at the bottom.
Do ladies want to be the head of 2025 relationships, and where are they leading a man to? Is it financial debt or financial bliss?
And with that being said, I wonder if when a woman is trying to lead, where is she leading the man to? Is she leading him to the poorhouse or goddamn the rich house? You know what I'm saying?
What man should be allowing the woman to lead him, like talking about, like for real?
I said the same thing, but they thought I was hating when I tried to put Kamala Harris in the same type of thing. They'd be like, "Oh, that's different," and I guess I don't see the difference when I see men, challenging the system, and I understand women have leadership positions, and I don't want them
Well,
headaches.
although some people may have
Have them
voted.
headaches or whatever, but all I'm saying is being commander of chief is a whole different type of thing. You over the army, you over everything. Yeah, I remember they used to have little jokes talking about, yeah, some woman she gonna have a bad period and she gonna set the whole world on nuke, gonna nuke the whole world. I remember all the jokes that came with that, and we got to realize that women can go so far, but it's at a level that even certain things. It's just like being a woman being a 4-star general in the army. I can't see where this thing here is possible because you have to be in. Most of them that have been in the wars, hand to hand combat battles, and all that. And it's fine when we see all this stuff on TV, but this is not real life. You know what I'm saying? When we see women throwing little bitty women throwing men across the room, out the door, through a wall, This is not real life. And I think we got to get back to telling women this is not real life. You know the movies I like when the woman have skills where she taking a belt or she taking something else, maybe a knife or anything, where she fucking up folks, but she taking a good ass whoop because men are naturally stronger than her and this and that. And if you going against the best and you a woman, you still got to realize this man is much stronger than you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
I like them scenes where it at least feel like it's a battle and this and that. But when I see a woman just step up and she throwing around some 6'6" man with no problem, this and that, I'd be like, nah, y'all, we got to start this one over. Start the movie over. You was disingenuous. You giving women some kind of false hope out here because this don't happen in real life. It's the same thing when that dude was up in what that now he was still on the side of Jackson at the Mexican restaurant, and the security guy ended up whooping the whole girls' crew up in the
Okay.
in the thing. This is
Allegedly.
this is what no, it's on video. Ain't no alleged there. I
Well,
seen.
can you tell that that was a female? I thought it was a male. You
Oh
can
no,
tell
all
it was
them,
a male.
all them, yeah, all them were female. A couple of butchers in there, but all them were females. Yeah,
That he was fighting.
yeah. Didn't no man come over there to fight him. I think it was one of them kind of parties that it was like a bunch of women and because even the Mexican didn't come over there. You got to think about it, he's security. He supposed to be doing that. When I was security at the club, ain't no man never jumped in. You know, you don't have a lot of outsiders jumping in, especially when you call security, because security got most security. So you jump in, my other security, he gonna put that web tap on your butt too. You
The
know,
web tap.
because when we used to secure the strip club, hell, I was the shoot. I think at that time, hell, I think I was about 310 at the time, and we had security there. That was 350, 400.
Oh wow.
That made me look smart. So shit. So people got to realize that old type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on with it.
Some studies indicate men might be more likely to develop romantic or sexual attraction towards female friends, even if the friendship is initially platonic. This actually came up when we were talking about the subject line of men and women liking each other outside of the bedroom. You
Uh-huh.
know, so it came up with the fact of um outside the bedroom, like if you're just being friends outside the bedroom, you usually have emotional connection with friends outside the bedroom, you know.
Mhm.
So that's what it said. So it's saying yes. It's saying in a sense, yes, you can have um get along with the person outside the bedroom.
Okay.
So that's the reason why it said you can't a man and a woman can't get along outside the bedroom.
I get it. Come on with it.
That was straight justification. But are men and women headed the opposite way, as in getting along together? I don't think so, but what are your opinion as a man? I didn't think so as a woman.
Uh, I think um remember when I was telling you about how women are that masculine energy is stirring up the water and is running a lot of potential bites and people that might um, be suitors or whatever that is kind of running. I don't think women see right now how bad they are acting. I was watching a video today. There's so many videos that being put out here, and women are putting putting their own self. It's not that the men are doing it now. It's women are sharing these videos of their trips and this and that, or dancing and in clubs and in restaurants, high class places, twerking and slapping each other on the booty, standing up in chairs and all kind of stuff. And it just don't feel mature.
It's not mature.
So I think that's the problem that's going down a little bit. All right, come on.
So women, on the other hand, might be more genuinely platonic in their approach.
What you think about that?
Yeah.
Next.
Do I need to justify that or break that down? What?
I thought you was, but I mean, hey, you can break it down right quick and we can just jump back off there. Come on with it.
Well, platonic is meaning like it's like you're a natural flow of being romantic or being sexual attracted to something, like something that catches your eye. We make our decision on what we see.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got you. Come on with it.
So is it possible for men and women to be friends even when attraction is present? Yeah, until y'all knock boots.
So you think a lot of it get to that part?
Well, this is the thing. If you're in the bedroom, right? And if you do have sexual connection outside the bedroom, you can be friends with somebody you knock boots with. You don't think so?
Oh, you said that part. Okay. I see where you're going. I see where you're going.
You need to take your guard down.
So what?
Put your guard down.
No, I said
I'm not fighting with you.
No, I understand. I understand where you're going with it now.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
A platonic relationship can be involved a deep, intimate connection that is not romantic or sexual. It's a friendship. That's what a platonic relationship is. It's a friendship. So can you have friendship with people that you don't sexually?
You platonic using platonic in about 3. Okay.
Platonic is affectionate but not sexual. That's what we're talking about. We're getting an understanding between something sexual and something not. Okay. So the question is, can you be with a man? What can we use a man for other than sex? We can be friends with a man. We can have other things that we get from a man other than sexual desires. You can get sex like you go to the corner store nowadays. So
women
make a big deal?
Women can, not men. Women can.
I think men can too. You be at the right corner.
No,
no, they'll give it to you. It take the women to get it from the man. They give
you that extra package that come with it too. Right. You be running this over croaking in a year.
You won't croak. You'll just be on fire.
Nah, man, there's some croaking stuff going on.
You'll be on fire for a while.
Come on with it. People don't understand the croaking stuff around here. There's some stuff to take you out of here. Come on with it.
Men and women can like each other outside of a romantic context. Depends on the individuals involved, their personalities, their ability to manage attraction, and their boundaries they've established within. We're talking about friendship outside the bed. And you act like I went to the left, did I, to you?
No, we talking about. I guess we talking about people that's already in the bed, and then can they be friendship other than that? I mean,
Well,
oh,
that's the question. You can't. That what I just said. You can be friendship other than sex.
all right, come on with it.
We may think we're capable of being just friends with members of the opposite sex, but the opportunity or perceived opportunity for romance often lurking just around the corner. That's when we're talking about friends outside of the bed.
I see what with all this. Okay. Yeah. You got anything you want to break down towards the end right now?
No, sir, I don't. That this is the end of the show, and that the show is next Tuesday at 9. Other than that, no, I don't.
And I just want to say shouts out to my boy, best friend, old Peter Man out here, the motherfucking Peter Man. Shouts out to my boy. I ain't gonna say his real name on here, but yeah. Happy birthday, my brother. And if you still woke, come on, holler at you out there, get out this thing, yeah. But how they say, we ain't got to go home, but we got to get the hell up out of here or something. That part.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Trip all big splash, baby, you can see it. Yeah. Strong. I'm a surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes. Look at. Listen.
Okay.
Got him! Got him! Bye, Felicia.
Y'all stanch.
He cold. She belongs to the streets.
Don't dare to me. Dress down like I had a six with a shimmy, nigga. That's a call for you. Don't be worried about what straw do. Do you and I'm a do.
Like we say, it was nice. And don't forget to like and share. And we'll see you back next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Be there or be square. It's a work day tomorrow, so you know how that is. We done went as long as we can go. All right. We up out of here.
Good night.